Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Teresa, thanks very much. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a Friday night edition of the Nightly Sports Call on the Bordas and Bordas hotline, which you can call at 412-575-2600. You can also tweet me at KDPomp, P-O-M-P, Snapchat, B Pompeani, Instagram. If you want to send a picture, go right ahead. It's Bob Pompeani there. We are talking so many different things here tonight, beginning with Antonio Brown, who met with the media. He always does on Friday. That's his day to speak, and he spoke, and he apologized and took full responsibility for his tantrum the other day in Baltimore. I think it was certainly something that got a little bit too much coverage from my point of view, but, you know, it is what it is. He took care of it. Hopefully you won't see it again, and if he's true to his word, you won't see it again. I think we saw that last year with Antonio Brown when he vowed he wouldn't take another penalty after, touchdowns, and he really didn't after the last one that he took, and he was criticized for. So hopefully that's the case. He's a competitive guy. He works harder than anyone on the team, so I would cut him a little bit of slack there. But you're right, it's a problem if it affects the team, and potentially this did, and Ben Roethlisberger was in his right as a captain of the offense to call him out. He did, and Antonio Brown said he should have been called out. So hopefully that's the end of that situation. The Steelers and the Jaguars coming up on Sunday. Interesting game in that Jacksonville runs the ball well, but they also can be run upon. And the Steelers, you would think, would just do another day of giving the ball heavy workload to Le'Veon Bell, although in my opinion, I still would like to see James Conner for a series or two along the way, just to give Conner the work, because he's been good when he's gotten in there, and also to give Le'Veon Bell a little bit of a downtime because that workload is starting to increase to the point where you wonder if it's too much. And it would take a toll later in the season. Hopefully that won't be the case. But the Steelers will play on KDKA on Sunday, and then afterwards we'll be on KDKA for 2 hours of postgame. We have the Xfinity Extra Point Show first with Mike Tomlin's press conference and player interviews, and then we take your calls on a special edition of this show, the Nightly Sports Call, 5 to 6 on KDKA that Sunday following the game. Also, the Penguins back at it after potentially their worst night of the office in 2 decades. 10-1 losers to Chicago. They had not given up 10 goals in a single game since 1996, so over 21 years. And that just 4 goals in the first 9 minutes. Anthony Niemi didn't really have a chance. He was yanked. I personally thought at the end of the 2 periods, because Matt Murray got in there and he was giving up goals too, that they should have gone back to Niemi, maybe just to get a good feel for the rest of the game, although the Penguins were outshot in the 3rd period as well. It was just not a good night, not focused. I don't know if this team got a little ahead of itself and how good they are, but maybe it's a good wake-up call. And Mike Sullivan had a video session today. He canceled practice. We'll see what happens tomorrow when Nashville comes to town. It's a rematch of the Stanley Cup Championship. And you remember that one. So Nick Bonino back in town for the first time since he signed with that team. So we'll talk about that. How about New England last night? You know, they were in a situation where I thought they should have lost to Tampa, even though Jameis Winston didn't play all that well. They were in position if Nick Folk had made some field goals. Man, have they had issues with kickers in Tampa Bay. And sometimes you got to take for granted what you got with the kickers you have here. And, Chris Boswell has been so good since they brought him on after, remember, Scobie. And actually, I guess you look at Folk last night, he had a Josh Scobie moment. He missed 3 field goals in 1 game, and it really did change the outcome of that game. Tampa, I thought, should have won that game, and New England would have fallen to 2-3. Instead, they're 3-2. And this is after they had a 2nd-round draft pick invested in Roberto Aguayo, and they had to get rid of him because he was so bad. So they've had their issues with kickers down in Tampa Bay. Lots of baseball going on. Houston Astros have turned out to be outstanding. And, boy, a quick turnaround. They were one of the worst teams in the game, 2012, 13-14, and here they are now one of the best teams with a loaded offense. Jose Altuve, 3 home runs last night. He had an RBI today. Carlos Correa, another outstanding young player, had 4 runs batted in and a home run today. They beat Boston again by the same score of 8-2, so they lead that best-of-5 2-zip. 1 win away from eliminating the Boston Red Sox. Cleveland and the Yankees, last I checked, were tied in extra innings. 2 other games going on as well, so it's a loaded night of baseball. We're talking anything with you, so feel free to call the program. It's 412-575-2600. We'll take your calls next right here live on Pittsburgh CW.